up on Jaguar News.
I don't think it's accurate because there are some people on the list that don't deserve to be in it.
A list that can take away many seniors' dreams of graduation.
What this Hispanic civil rights leader did to earn his own holiday.
And one small band rocks the South Mountain stage for a big cause.
Coming to you from the Broadcast Center at South Mountain High School, it's Jag News Now.
Hello and welcome to this week's edition of Jaguar News. I'm Kimberly Aguilar.
And I'm Sol Hernandez.
Graduation can be in jeopardy for some seniors, and that's our top story. There's already a lot of pressure involved with being a senior, but being on the failing list might make things worse. Jag News doesn't have an exact number of the seniors on that list, although teachers have told us that it's the biggest list they've ever had. Jag News reporter Nancy Santos, along with Jorge Terrazas, tells us what being on the failing list means.
As graduation gets closer, many seniors feel stressed about missing classwork. If you miss too much work, you're absent, or tardy, you're probably on the graduation list. Which doesn't mean you're failing, only that you are in danger of failing.
It's like a kick in the pants for students who need that extra motivation to make sure that their grades are where they need to be for graduation.
It's not hard to find seniors meeting with their counselor to clarify and check to make sure they have the required credits, aimed test scores, and more. Some seniors believe the list is fair.
Well, I'm on the failing list because the first semester or the second semester I was just messing around. So now in this last quarter I have to really get at it.
Others think the list is unfair.
I don't think it's accurate because there are some people on the list that don't deserve to be in it.
We're told the graduation failure list is big. There are students who are on the list.
I don't feel as much pressure as other students. Like, everybody feels like, oh, they're not sure if they're going to graduate. And I mean, I feel good about myself right now. I'm not on the failing list.
There are ways you can get off the failing list. You could come to Saturday school here at the library, or you could go to tutoring, or simply just talk to your teachers about what you can do to get your grades up. I'm Nancy Santos reporting for Jaguar News.
For those seniors who are going to be part of the graduating class, the dates have been announced. Graduation will be held at the Phoenix Veterans Memorial Coliseum on Thursday, May 22nd, 2014 at 8:30 p.m. Be there to congratulate your fellow Jags.
South Mountain had an award ceremony acknowledging students in all grades for their outstanding academic achievements. Several students received a letter from the school inviting them and their parents to a continental breakfast from 8:30 to 9:15 Wednesday morning. Those students also received a certificate with an academic letter or pin.
Prom is about 2 weeks away and tickets are now on sale. Couples tickets will be sold for $80 and singles tickets will be sold for $50. Go to the bookstore to buy your tickets. Hurry up and don't forget to buy your ticket for the Gatsby Gala.
An inspirational speaker visits South with a message from a different perspective. Greg Smith has muscular dystrophy, a disease that gradually destroys a person's muscular system. Smith is confined to a wheelchair, but he says that it gives him a unique view of the world and people's reaction even when he is asked whether he can do very normal things. Some people asked him how he got to this event.
So, yes, I can drive, and I brought some video proof of that fact to share with you today.
Smith has written a best-selling book and has been the subject of an award-winning documentary about his life. He encouraged students not to let their own doubts keep them from achieving their dreams.
Coming up on Jaguar News.
The drama department puts on another show for South Mountain.
Oh my God, look at us.
Damn, we look good.
Hey, let me Instagram this.
Oh my God, that's Jacob?
Yeah, he's so handsome. Where is he, by the way?
Remember us doing this? What page is that? Page 86.
You didn't get invited to the yearbook party?
No, I didn't get a yearbook.
I did.
Don't get left out. Order your yearbook today.
Exist Elsewhere came here to South Mountain to play for us, but also came here to address a serious problem, bullying. Jaguar News reporter Leilani Robinson shows us how this small band expresses such a big issue.
While it may look like the band Exists Elsewhere performed in South just to market their music, they're actually here to address a serious problem, bullying. The one thing they all have in common is that they were all bullied for different reasons.
It's on for the music I listen to and the way I dress and who I hung out with. I went to bands like Led Zeppelin, Guns N' Roses, The Strokes, Imagine Dragons.
Every 30 minutes, a kid in the United States is bullied. But bullying is not just physical, it is mental and emotional as well. Music was a way for the band members to escape the harassment.
We hope that we can inspire kids like our heroes have inspired us, to create music or to do whatever you want to do.
The newest members joined this alternative rock band a year and a half ago. Tuesday, band members told me that they wanted to open up for bands like Coldplay and Imagine Dragons, bands that they used to get teased for listening to. Reporting for Jaguar News, I'm Leilani Robinson.
Just a reminder, there is no school on Monday, March 31st. It is a day set aside to honor Cesar Chavez. Jaguar News reporter Amanda Salome tells us more about the civil rights leader.
Cesar Chavez was born on March 31st, 1927. His birthday is a national holiday that celebrates his commitment to social justice and respect for human dignity. Cesar Chavez grew up poor in San Luis, Arizona, which is near Yuma.
Because he was a Hispanic leader, and he had a vision, and he accomplished that vision through struggles, sacrifices, and education.
In February of 1968, he started his first hunger strike that lasted 25 days, protesting in support of striking migrant farm workers.
And I think our students, anybody, can look up to him and say, if he was able to change the world, why not me?
2 years later, he was jailed for defying a court order against boycotting. Cesar Chavez died during a fast on April 23, 1993. Later, he was awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. For Jaguar News, I'm Amanda Salome.
And I'm Jose Contreras.
I was born in Yuma, Arizona, in a ranch owned by my family. Like many other families, we moved to California. And at the age of 11, I started working in the fields.
We're not going anywhere. We have a right to be here.
Caesar, they will shoot.
The incredible life of the famed civil rights leader comes to the big screen.
¿Cómo se llama usted?
Cesar Chavez.
We move forward together or not at all.
The movie, Cesar Chavez, follows the work of the labor organizer and documents his commitment to seeking a living wage for farm workers.
They were changing things. They did something that had never been done before. They didn't know what their successes were going to be ahead of time.
It's important, especially since it's the largest nonviolent movement in the history of America.
These are not people who are out for glory. These were people who are really on a mission to help the other people around them.
They realized their struggle was the struggle of men.
In this Hollywood version, there are heroes and villains, but most notably, the central characters are actually played by Hispanic Americans.
I kind of felt connected even though I didn't really know the story that much, because my parents were farmers, or farm workers.
Cesar Chavez opens tonight at theaters across the valley. For Jag News, I'm Jose Contreras.
The track team hit the field in their first home meet.
And the softball team had bad luck this week on the field.
Jaguar News reporter Jorge Terrazas has more on sports.
The boys baseball team faced Central, Saguaro, and Marcos Deniza this week. It was a sunny day at Saguaro, but unfortunately the whole team wasn't there due to players being ineligible. Saguaro made run after run, and in the second inning, South's pitching walked over 3 players. The only run scored by South came from a pass ball that allowed Tony Pina to score from third. The girls softball team played a tough game against Jaguar here on Tuesday. Jaguar took run after run, but the Lady Jags didn't give up, still putting up a fight. However, in the end, Jaguar came out with the win with a score of 25-0. The girls tennis team hit the rackets against Copper Canyon earlier this week. The girls played their singles, and in the end, 2 tiebreakers took place, but Copper Canyon took both wins. The Lady Jags were unlucky and failed to take the team victory, losing 1-8. Even though basketball season's over, staff and students headed to the court for round 2 of their rivalry. Last year, staff defeated students in the first game. This time around, the students got their revenge and defeated the staff 88-83 in overtime. The event was hosted by the STEP team along with Grand Canyon University's generous prize donations throughout the event. The track team had a successful meet on Wednesday, here at home. When the meet started, Ezekiel Quintero launched the disc at a far distance. And here we have Josh Laws jumping into the sand in a long distance jump. And Sokan Dean runs the 800 meter. Here we have the girls running the 100-meter dash against Marcos Zuniza and Arcadia.
Stugo sponsored their last blood drive of the year. This is their third and final blood drive of the year. It took place Thursday in the new gym. Typically between 80 and 100 students give blood. It's not always easy, but some students do it because they know it saves lives.
At the beginning of the year, we went to this awards, and there was this guy that went up there, and he talked about how he had to get blood transplants, and like it literally saved his life.
Stugo estimates students will donate between 80 and 100 pints of blood. The next blood drive will be next September.
The South Mountain Repertory Theater class put on another play earlier this week. Tell Me That You Love Me, Junie Moon is a drama about 3 disabled friends who leave the hospital to try and start a new life in the real world on their own. For some students, it was difficult adjusting to their characters' disabilities like walking with a limp, being in a wheelchair, and walking on crutches. This is their final class production till the senior directed plays. That's it for this week's edition of Jaguar News.
Having a hard time trying to find a prom dress? We'll show you next week how to find one for free.
Goodbye.